Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Edwin Sifuna and his group are laying an elaborate strategy to defeat William Ruto in 2027. According to their plans, they are coming up with a formation which will ensure victory, and have also crafted what they are going to do to defeat William Ruto in 2027. In this video, I want us to look at two things: the formation which they are coming up with, and whether that formation can defeat William Ruto and his team, and also the strategies which they are going to use to try to win the support of the country against William Ruto. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a member of Lee Gang, please raise your hands. I have a question which I'm going to ask you at the end of this video. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin by looking at the formation. And the formation is pegged or is based on the key political players in Edwin Sifuna's camp. But so far, everything seems to be going good or well for them as far as acceptability of the team across the country. But two critical elements are missing from this camp, which is obvious. Number one, actually three. Number one, there is no woman at the top leadership of the outfit. Remember, in Kenya, we have a gender rule which dictates that a formation should have two-third gender rule. So maybe they're working on that. Number two, so far they don't have a Muslim representative in the team. I don't know whether this is by design or by omission, but my own observation is that this is something which they need to work with, because as much as Kenya is not a religious state, we can't underestimate the influence of religion. And number three, which I think maybe will come later, I'm not seeing the face of the marginalized communities in this particular group. But let's assume they will address those. Let me first of all now look at the key players which these guys are intending to use to defeat William Ruto. At the top there is Edwin Sifuna, who has emerged. The truth of the matter is that currently the Republic of Kenya, Edwin Sifuna is one of those popular leaders. I don't know why, but probably because of the death of Raila Odinga, which created a political vacuum, and he has managed to fit in. Edwin Sifuna is going to be the presidential candidate in this particular outfit. And if they will not be producing a presidential candidate, Sifuna is still going to play a critical role for this team.
The mission in 2027 is not to make Sifuna senator. The mission in 2027 is to rescue our country. Whatever it takes, Trevor, if it takes Sifuna losing the Senate of Nairobi to kick William Ruto out and make him a one-term president, so be it. That is a higher calling than me being senator. The reason anybody goes to the ballot to re-elect a president is the things they have done for them at an individual level. How has he managed the affairs of the country? How has he managed the economy? Are Kenyans happier? Are Kenyans in a better place than when he took over? How is the state of health? How is the state of education? How is the state of our economy, Trevor? If you are telling me that you're going to re-elect Ruto because he gave Baba a lift from the hotel to the venue of the AUC election, there's something very wrong with you. There's people who are telling us that they will vote for Raila, for Ruto, to spite those two mamambogas who are singing that they were happy in Karatina. Two mamambogas at a market in Karatina who are singing and saying they're happy that Baba lost. Now people tell us we vote for Ruto to punish those people. What sort of sense is that? That is not common sense. It is absolute absurdity.
So Sifuna is at the top there. Number two is a man you've not seen in this team. Ndindi Nyoro. According to the plan, Ndindi Nyoro is likely to deputize Edwin Sifuna as a running mate in 2027. The idea behind bringing Ndindi Nyoro on board is simple. They want to tap into the Mount Kenya voting bloc. As we speak today, Mount Kenya has left William Ruto. But you can't clearly say that as much as they have left William Ruto, you can't clearly say that they've gone to Matiang'i or they've gone to Kalonzo or they're with Rigathi. You can't tell. But the fact is, they have left. So these guys believe that if we have Sifuna, a lawyer, and then Ndindi Nyoro, a Kikuyu for that matter, and because politics is a game of numbers, they are set to go. And of course, their age is also favoring them.
The expansion of Mombasa Road, the expansion of all these other roads, even if you want to toll whatever you are building, at least spare Kenyans from paying for the roads that were built for free by the previous governments. Those of the other governments had other mechanisms to use our taxes correctly, to use our borrowed monies correctly and optimally. They were able to build free to use public goods. Please, whatever you want to expand, but leave the previous road free as it used to be. Just the expressway from Westlands, you have a choice to use the down one. But you can't say you are building at hii ya gorofa, ati utoro mpaka hii ya chini, ilijengwa hapo bereni. So Mombasa Road ikiexpandiwa, ile ilijengwa na Kibaki, ile ilijengwa na Kenyatta, na Moi, na Kibaki, na Uhuru, hiyo yote hatutalipa. Kama unataka kulipisha, wewe lipisha ile unataka kujenga.
At number 3 is James Orengo. James Orengo is going to play kind of a patron or maybe the leader of this group. Orengo comes from Nyanza. He brings with him the experience. He's reform-oriented. And as a matter of fact, he's been the face of this group.
Ni hii ya Kakamega. Ile mwongozo itatoka Kakamega, itaenea Kenya nzima. Na hii safari yetu tunaanza Kakamega. Tuseme ama tusiseme? Tuseme ama tutuseme? Na Ruto mnasemaje? Ruto mnasemaje? Ruto mnasemaje? Asante. Jambo la kwanza, hii Kenya hii tuna matatizo nyingi, lakini kitu ambao ilitupiga sana ni ile kifo ya Raila Amolo Odinga. Kifo ya Raila Amolo Odinga. Wameua Raila Amolo Odinga. Wamemuua Raila Amolo Odinga.
If you are to remove Orengo from this group would be, most people would doubt it. But the presence of James Orengo in the group now gives the team that comfort that, you know, we have an old hand who can really guide us. That's what James Orengo is playing for this team. And of course, we also have Babu Owino Tibim, Babu Owino Tialala. You see, and I think I'll do a video about this. Babu Owino finds himself in a very, very tight corner. Because for Babu Owino, he's supposed to be the next Luo Kingpin. Actually, for those who've been following this channel, I've always maintained that in Luo Nyanza, the race for Luo Kingpinship is only between two people, Raymond Omolo and Babu Owino. And currently, one man is also emerging very strongly, John Mbadi, very strongly on the ground. He's been doing a lot of activities on the ground. So Babu Owino is very popular, but he finds himself in a very awkward situation. He wants to be the leader of ODM party. But that cannot happen because there's Orengo already. I don't know if Babu can compete with Orengo if that chance presents itself. And of course, Sifuna has also managed now to overtake him. But Babu is very popular. So according to these guys, Babu Owino is going to be supported to become the next governor for Nairobi. That's exactly what he wants. So that you'll have Babu Owino, you have Ndindi Nyoro, you have Edwin Sifuna. That team is lethal.
La mwisho, jana niliona viongozi wetu wa ODM walipewa viti. Congratulations. Lakini wacha niwaulize swali. Wadozi, mliangalia huyu Babu Owino mkaona hawezi tosha kiti yeyote? Kwa hivyo mfikirie hiyo, youth leader na kuheshimu, lakini hapo mbele hata Babu ametosha party leader. Haya. Tunasema ni Babu kwa sababu kama kuna tabu ana jawabu la ajabu kwa adabu. Asante. Bila Babu tabu. Asante.
So Babu Owino will bring the experience he has as a former student leader, his close relationship with the young people, you know, the way he has played his politics, the popularity. So Babu Owino is also coming to play that particular role. And lastly, in this team, there is Godfrey Otsosi, one of the ODM deputy party leader. Of all the ODM deputy party leaders, Otsosi is the only deputy party leader who is supporting Sifuna. That's significant, politically speaking, because if you have this SG of the party living with the deputy party leader and maybe one of the vice chairmen, I mean, they're complete. The role of Otsosi in this team is to checkmate Musalia Mudavadi and also to help Sifuna win in the Luhya nation.
Yes.
The key thing is that Sifuna has huge traction.
Yes.
Which you cannot ignore.
Yes.
Huge traction.
Yes.
And I'm just worried that the party will not be the same again if Sifuna is removed from the position of Secretary General, or this kind of machination that we are seeing succeeds. ODM will not be the same again. Because you can see Linda Wananchi drive across the country. Excitement is largely from ODM members.
But that alone cannot make this team win against Ruto, which means they have to come up with a clear strategy. And these are some of the strategies which I've been told they are planning to use. Number one, they want to focus on grassroots. Remember, these are young people and they communicate with the fellow youths through online, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. But if you talk to most people, they will tell you that siasa za online na za ground are totally different. So now they're trying to plan on how they can go and directly engage or activate grassroots networks. Because don't be cheated. These guys held a successful rally in Kitengela. And of course, they held another successful rally in Kakamega. They were supposed to go to Kisii, but that Kisii event was frustrated by united opposition. So the truth is, they've realized that the political rallies per se are not adding much value the way they had anticipated. So they want to come up with a strategy of direct engagement down to the grassroots. Number two, communication. You see, one of the biggest challenges which, for example, William Ruto, or let me say, Kalonzo Musyoka has been having is communication challenges. How can they communicate with the masses? For example, there's this allegation that they're being sponsored by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And if you talk to people on the ground, I go to the village almost every 2 days. I'm in the village, Nyakachi. If you talk to people down there, they believe that these guys are actually being paid. So how can they communicate to convince Kenyans that what they are doing is not paid? So they're crafting that elaborate strategy. If William Ruto has to be sent home because he has failed, what has he failed on? For example, on this channel, I can ask you, you want William Ruto to go home one term, which is okay. But what are your reasons? Why do you want to send Ruto home? If you have to compare the performance of Ruto and that of Uhuru, Ruto is only 3 years. If you have to compare, why would you then now pick to give Uhuru a second term the way you did, but for Ruto, he has failed? It's because there is no proper communication. If there was proper communication, this camp would be able today to persuade Kenyans that, you know, we are going to send Ruto home because this has not been done, this has not been done, this has not been done. And importantly, I'm told one of the things they are trying to do is to sustain the rage of Kenyans against William Ruto. I don't know how they plan to do it, but Kenyans are very angry and Kenyans are very bitter because we all know that, like right now, schools just opened. I mean, the first term. I mean, half term. If you talk to most people, the other day I visited my chief and I just found a line of people with bursary forms. So the truth is, the economy is very difficult for people. And now that rage is still there. It was created by the agencies. It's still there. But how can it be sustained? They're going to come up with a very good strategy of sustaining that rage. And importantly, they're also coming up with the generational politics. And that's why they have Orengo as an elder up there. And then watakuwa na cheza hapa. Yeah. You compare Sifuna to Oburu, disconnect. Very big one. You just compare Oburu to Babu, serious disconnect. So they want to use that generational politics to persuade the young people, the women, and of course the elderly to support them defeat William Ruto. I want to ask you this question. Do you think this team can defeat William Ruto in 2027? Just remove the emotions and respond to me. Until next time, this is Lima Queen. Bye-bye.